In the studio with me, of course, we know it's been hitting like all over the news and the blog sites that RALO, ATL native, had been arrested for. We're getting a lot of different conflicting stories. That's why I haven't really said anything pertinent about it. But I do have his manager in the building with me, Queen.
Good morning, Jazzy.
Hi.
Hi.
Talk to the mic.
Good morning. Hi.
Hey. So, Queen, I know we were talking on Sunday, and I asked you to come up to the station to kind of elaborate on, you know, what's going on, because we have a lot of fans right here in Atlanta. Of course, you know, RALO is from Atlanta, so people are trying to really see what's going on, because when we heard, like, oh, RALO's got, you know, arrested for $2 million worth of marijuana and drugs on a private plane. Then they're saying that, you know, he's been arrested for conspiracy to something. I don't know. So can you legally?
Okay, so the original charge that he received was conspiracy to commit a felony. Okay.
That's the original charge.
That was the original charge. From
the beginning, what exactly happened? Because we heard that the apartment complex that he actually lives in got raided.
The whole timeline they putting out is false facts, false news. I promise you it is. Because whatever incident happened on when he was first arrested, then they didn't do the raid until Wednesday. And when they did the raid, there was nothing there. There was nothing for them to find. So, want to speak on that?
I mean,
so okay, so right here we have his John Doe, which is like one of his best friends or his best friend.
I mean, that's my brother. That's my Muslim brother. I'm one of his artists on the label. You know, and you know, we locked in.
Were you with him at the time he was arrested?
Nah, we was supposed to be going to a show in Maryland.
This was on Sunday or Monday?
This was Saturday morning.
Okay.
So me and DJ Cutthroat was like, me, DJ Cutthroat, and a couple of brothers that was still in Pakistan was like the only ones who was still in town.
Now you say Pakistan, which
in the West End.
That's the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we was waiting on all the brothers that went to Cali to come back in town. So cause we had a show that night in Maryland, and everybody calling around, we trying to find out what's going on, and we didn't find out until like later on, you know. So it was just, you know, it was a blow to the whole team, really, to you know, to see what was going on.
So how did RALO get arrested? Was he actually at the airport allegedly? And now all of this is
all that's alleged. So we're not going. We can't say that, but we do know he was arrested. And then yesterday they did bring down the indictment.
Okay.
So he was indicted yesterday.
He was indicted on exactly what charges?
Attempted to distribute marijuana and firearm distribution, which is not true.
Yeah.
So
all the brothers in the pack that had all the guns that were taken were licensed firearms, and all the guns were legal. They just basically trying to make it seem like he was distributing firearms when that's not the case.
He just has there's a large arsenal that his people have purchased for themselves. So they try to make it seem like, oh, now y'all bought these so y'all could sell them. No, everyone is licensed to carry, and all the guns that are purchased were legally purchased. They have receipts on them, so they're gonna have to clear that up anyway. So
okay, but the intent to distribute, that's kind of sticking with them.
I mean, that's what they're indicting him for. Whether it's going to stick or not is up to them to present that case.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he had his court hearing on yesterday, and
correct.
they denied his bond.
That's
not really.
Okay.
That's not what happened.
So what happened?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my version of it. Basically, what happened was the judge was ready to give him a bond. However, at the last minute, prosecution presented a document stating that he has a probation issue in Fulton County. So the federal judge was like, well, I'm not gonna let him go from federal court just so state court can pick him up. So he said, once this is cleared up, then we can go ahead and revisit the bond.
RALO has a suspended probation sentence. So basically,
what does that mean?
It's like when you on probation, and then after you paid all your dues and handled all the things that they asked you to do, like say you got community service or something like that.
Yeah.
After you handle all of that, a lot of times they'll loosen the probation. Sometimes it'll be real strict at first, and then they'll loosen it, and then other times they'll suspend it, which means basically you're off probation.
So you're not really off for probation, but you like off for probation.
You basically.
Okay, but you like say if you got like 5 years to go and
you've done like 3 and you may got two more years left and you've done everything that you needed to handle, you paid all the fees and stuff, and so they'll just suspend the probation. So basically you off probation. But it's still, like you don't have to report. It's varied basically. You don't have to report. But it's not like it's not the same as non-reporting probation.
Oh, okay. You know,
it's basically a suspended sentence. It's like kind of like a dead docket.
But it's left unsaid. Mm-hmm. It's left unsaid, basically.
Only like if this had been anybody else with any other charge, it would have never came up. They would have given him his bond and he would have came home. Okay. But being that he's RALO and they really want him and they had to do anything that they could to keep him in there as long as they can keep him in there while they trying to gather the facts to build their case. You know. Right. So basically, as soon as the suspended probation situation is handled. Mm-hmm. The bond is already waiting on them. The judge wanted to give it to him yesterday. Okay. And all the other brothers got bonds too. It's just different people had different situations. One had an open warrant, so he can't be released. The other ones, everybody lived in Pakistan, and the condition of the bond is they can't come back to Pakistan and they can't contact each other. So if everybody lived there, if everybody lived in the same neighborhood, they'll have contact. So now people have to find other places to go, you know. So that's the only reason why everybody not out. It's just everybody got bonds basically waiting on them.
So he wasn't the only one that was arrested?
No. It was
how many
in total?
It was 9 people in total that got arrested. Wow. Okay. So this is what I'm hearing on the streets, that RALO brought some of the things on himself. Cause you know we there's facts. A lot of the rappers and people who quote unquote got money, they will tell on themselves a lot of times, because it's like you flashing money in the hood, you got all this money on the airplane, the feds are looking at you, and then every song that you make almost is like, oh, you know, forget 12, forget this. What do you have to say about that?
At the end of the day, it's the entertainment industry. Right? Okay. You know, we do things to entertain as entertainers. RALO makes enough legitimate money so he can have $500,000 on the plane. If he was anybody else, if he wasn't Mr. Dog Food, they wouldn't even have, they wouldn't have came at him like that. Because you can do whatever you want with your money you made as long as you pay your taxes on it. RALO get $15,000, $20,000 a show. We on the road 4 or 5, you know, we on the road 4 or 5 times a day out of the week, you know. So he gonna bring in anywhere from 45, maybe 60, 70,000 a week. You know, so, and he paid his taxes, so he can have as much money as he wants on the plane. At the end of the day, he's capturing his fan base by showing them what they want to see. Everybody want to see the biggest person. You know, it's a persona. It's entertainment.
But even in doing that, he still made himself a target.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna just give you for example. Just being in the entertainment industry for so long, I see girls who go on trips, who live in mansions, who do all this stuff, and then when I meet them in real life, they sleep on them.
Oh, mattress. That's facts.
That's what I'm saying.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. So it is, okay.
Instagram is for entertainment.
It is for entertainment.
And
marketing, it is. Yeah. So, Queen, I know you were on one of the news sources and you said that you think that RALO was targeted because he's Muslim.
I do. Because every time we're on the road, they stop and pray. So, and then you just from me being in that experience and watching how people look at them, it's either one of two things. Either there's a respect or reverence, or it's disgust and anger. It's no in between. So, and especially like law enforcement, I'm like, oh, these, I don't want to say N-words, but you know what I'm saying? They are.
I mean, at the end of the day, we as Muslims, we under the microscope anyway.
Right.
Because of the propaganda that's being put out there about Islam, which is not true. I mean, of course, you have Muslims that do things that's against the tenets of Islam, but that doesn't mean you condemn the whole religion. Right. The religion is pure. It's the people that make something is what it ain't. For example, the shooting at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
If a Muslim had done that, it'd be catastrophic. That'd be all that, you know.
It'd be different.
But being that a young white man did it, it's cool.
Mentally disturbed.
Okay.
He mentally disturbed. So we very well what's being propagated against us And at the end of the day, don't nobody want to see a successful black man reach back into the community and help other people be successful.
Right.
RALO is preventing other young black men from being in the streets doing things that they could be doing. Instead, like the man, instead of buying a mansion, he bought an entire apartment complex just so his people can live in rent free.
Right.
You know, no, I'm just saying another thing is everybody making the situation be way bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, we talking about weed. We're not talking about heroin. We're not talking about cocaine.
But it's $2 million worth. Allegedly.
Allegedly, it's $2 million worth. But even if allegedly we talking about $2 million worth of weed on the scale, on the federal guidelines, we talking about maybe a maximum of 5 years. You know, we talking about 2 years, you know, 2, 3 years, 5 years.
18 months.
You feel me? Like we're not talking about no like what AI say. We talking about practice. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So everybody making it out to be this big huge case like it's some Big Meech or some John Gotti type stuff. When at the end of the day, we talking about something that's legal in half of America.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel. RALO is a young, powerful Islamic black man who is buying back the block, giving back to the community. And if you want to talk about gangs and such, this man has taken the youth from Bloods, GD, Crips, and they have all quit gang banging and joined Islam. You think they like that? Okay.
They want to see us out here killing each other. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see no praying black man. You feel me? Like that. I'm just speaking facts. Like this, this go all the way back to how they condemned Jamil Al-Amin, you know, and
okay. So do you think like some of his lyrics played a part in that where Fed's like, okay, since you want to talk about us, we are gonna make you a target and we gonna be investigating you for a while.
Absolutely, they're mad.
They did the same thing with NWA.
So in knowing that, when RALO gets out, because we're gonna say when he gets out, would you tell him to do anything different? I mean, other than how he moves,
you can't force somebody to be other than who they are.
Right, but that sometimes, like I say, and I know a lot of people in the industry. I know a lot of street guys. I know a lot of rappers, a lot, and a lot of times they have yes men around them who don't say, hey, listen.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about RALO. RALO is his own man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, none of us are yes men. You don't think I did 10 years in prison. So of course I might do something. I might be like, hey, you might want to, you know. But his own man at the end of the day. He's self-made. He's 23. He's a 23-year-old millionaire. That's another thing. Where, like when you get around, you don't even understand how young he is until you really find out, or until he, you know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't know. So it's like when you reach a certain level of success on your own, you know, by the will of God, of course. But it's like can't nobody really tell you nothing. How you should run your situation, you know what I'm saying? Because you have that confidence, you reach the success, and it's like, you know, I'm gonna do what I'm doing until otherwise, you know. So it's not that he don't have no yes men around him. Everybody their own man over there, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we follow God, we follow Islam. So it's not no big eye. It's a community effort, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has an opinion, but it's just at the end of the day. And we all have faults, and he's his own man. He gonna do what he want to do at the end of the day.
And I definitely say it's just a learning lesson. It's just a learning lesson about, you know, how you should move going forward. Everybody knows that Instagram, okay, it's entertainment, but at the same time, it's still real life. Because a lot of people don't got popped off Instagram just for showing guns, knowing they ain't supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like black men
have to move a little different.
Black, young, successful, rich men need to move differently. And that's just what it is. That's just facts. Instead of doing all this. Because at the end of the day, you are really making yourself a target. Whether it's for people to come rob you. Like, nobody's untouchable. And I'm not necessarily speaking on RALO's situation.
I don't know about that.
But no. That's what I'm saying.
Put it like this, it's going to be real hard.
You
going to have to work for it. You going to have to really want it.
I get it. But I'm not even talking about RALO's situation. I'm just talking about in general. Because a lot of you flash all this money on social media and everybody think, oh, it's just for entertainment purposes.
I'm safer than now.
I get it, but ain't nobody untouchable. Trust, nobody is untouchable. But I'm just saying.
But it's not about not being able to be touched. It's just about, you know, as Muslim, we feel Allah. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel nobody else. So we're not worried about. We're gonna trust in the law. We're gonna tie our camel, meaning we're gonna take the proper precautions to protect ourselves. But at the same time, we trusting that we protect it. You know, so we in safe mode.
Okay, but
have you ever noticed this though? Have you ever seen RALO get into an altercation?
To be honest with you,
speak on that.
No, to be honest with you, I don't know him personally. I've always heard. So whatever it is that they do, that's just what it is.
We've been on the road. I've been on the road with going on 2 years now. We have never had an altercation. Nobody never tried to snatch a chain. Everywhere we go is love. When we performing in the gutter. Everywhere we go, we performing. Right. We ain't doing no big venues. We in the streets. And it's always love and mutual respect. We ain't never been tried, not one time. We never had a situation or altercation. So it's just about respect, man. When you give respect, you get respect.
Right. Good. Okay, so like I said, going forward, like when is the next hearing and when should we expect him to get out, hopefully?
Well, we hope to see him in the next week.
The next week? Okay.
Yeah, once his lawyer pretty much present the suspended, you know, the proof that his probation is suspended, the judge is already willing to give the bond. So we don't have to wait on another hearing. It's as soon as the information is presented, he's out of there.
Okay.
And with the other brothers, as soon as they find residency, then they home too.
Okay. Okay.
And
cool.
that's the one thing I want to touch on. Like, people don't realize. Okay, yeah, he has Pakistan. It's not just for video purpose and stuff like that. He purchased his apartment complex so that all his friends will always have somewhere to stay. And they just like disregarded that fact. This is some people's home. Like, it's Pakistan, y'all. Oh, we so happy we got Pakistan. Listen, when I was in court and I heard them talk about Pakistan, and it was like they were so gung-ho to have Pakistan.
He's calling me now.
Okay, good. Yes, he's gonna talk to you.
Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Right.
You taking up a damn time?
Hey, why look at my salon? You on the radio? Me and Queen up here, Streets 94.5.
Hey,
I'm
RALO,
sorry,
Jazzy
Mr.
McBee.
Call. I just saw it.
Yeah, they can hear you. Jazzy McBee said, hey.
I just saw it. It was an accident.
Nah, she seen it late.
Don't whoop an ass. Hey, RALO.
RALO.
Hey, RALO. RALO. Jazzy McBee here, Streets 94.5, babe. We just trying to get an update on you and, you know, your situation, just to make sure we put it out there for your fans. How you doing?
Yeah, I had got $100,000 bond yesterday, but I wanted on my probation people to sign off on it, saying that I can get out. But we'll know within a couple of days when my release date or whatnot.
Okay, babe. You stand encouraged?
Oh yeah, you know, I'm staying encouraged. I don't know how to get this started.
Absolutely. And also, what would you say to your fans? They listening right now. What you got to say to them? Update the people.
To keep your head up. Never if you're in the streets, never have a weapon around any kind of drug affair. Never. It's a whole different ball game here. I learned a lot. And I've been to jail plenty of time, but dealing with the feds is a whole different ball game. It's a grown man situation.
Right. You got it. So, and also about the protest, did you want anybody protesting to, you know, help you out or coming down to the court?
I need all the support that I could possibly get. Like, I know such thing as bad support. If everybody supporting you and trying to help you, you know, I love that. I don't know where they get that from. I don't want nobody support me. I need all the support I can. You smell me? I ain't that big of a guy that don't need nobody. I need everybody and I need God.
Absolutely. So what's one way or a couple of ways that your fans can support you?
You know, they know how to do it. You know, keep it coming on Instagram like they doing for you, but RALO, you know. Get ready for me to get out and come to all my shows because the ticket's going to be high because I get a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? No, they took a whole lot from me or whatnot. And just keep me in their prayers at all time. Pray for me as well as my co-defendants and my family and my kids. You smell me?
Absolutely, baby. Well, like I said, keep your head up and hopefully we'll see you back on the street soon, okay?
I appreciate it, man.
All good. Hold on.
Let me see. Listen, my bad. I saw it right when it was over. Of course I did. And then, like, well, it's only been up like 20 minutes, right? You already got 27,000 views and like 900 comments. Everybody saying free the ox, free RALO. No limit repo on there.
They got me on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to take y'all speakerphone?
Talking about the homie RALO, who's locked down temporarily. So once again, his manager Queen is in the building, and we have John Doe. I said it right.
Yeah.
Okay, one of his brothers is I guess
Ox.
Yeah, free the ox.
Free the ox. Ox is basically brother in
Arabic.
Arabic. Okay, cool. So any last words?
I just wanted to say this, man. Everybody's silent. Everybody, as of right now, ain't no co-defendants. You know what I'm saying? Nobody testifying. Cause I seen a lot of stuff going on online when they posted the paperwork and they seen the redacted names.
Oh, saying that people were telling.
They were saying that those names that's redacted are people that's telling that's false.
Where
Had to
would
clear
they
that up
get
right
that
now.
from?
Because people don't know nothing about the law. They just, everybody Instagram lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But in essence, those redacted names are co-defendants. They just not arrested. You know, so that's why the names are redacted.
So that means that they are a part of the case?
They are part of the case, but they are not in police custody. So the police didn't want to tip them off that they in the paperwork.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Now
so
what?
Everybody trying to say that, oh yeah, man. Well, it's leaks in RALO crew. It ain't no. Everybody's solid. Everybody stand up. As of right now, you know, we'll see as time goes on.
Absolutely.
But man, you know, we got a lot with us. We cool. We in safe mode.
Absolutely. So what else do you guys see on social media that you guys want to kind of like say that it's not true, or you know, because like I said, a lot of stuff just going around, and you just don't know.
The bond situation with people saying he didn't get a bond and the brothers didn't get a bond, and then people saying that folks telling that's not the case. Not nobody around us, you know. As the case develops, we'll see what they built their case off of. But as far as anybody being a weak link, that ain't the case right now.
Nice. Okay. So
one thing I want everybody to go and check out our pop. The new video is on World Star.
Ish pop-ish.
There you go.
Okay, so that's what you saying in there, the Ock-ish pop shit. I'm sorry, the Ock. I can't even say what I told you. Okay, so it means the brother.
Yeah.
So
we popping basically.
Okay, okay. Everybody's spelling it wrong too. They spelling it wrong too. How you supposed to spell it?
Technically, you know, it's AKH.
Okay, AKH. Okay.
But I mean, people be spelling OCK, AHK. It's just they spell it however it sounds to them. But I read and write Arabic, so technically it's a aleph and a kha, you know, and it makes that hard sound in the back of your throat. But you know, we gonna Americanize everything, so ish, pop-ish, and it is what it is. It's understood, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what's up, and he got a brand new video out too.
Yeah, so that's what I want everybody to know about RALO, okay? This man is a community leader. This man is an entertainer. This man has never missed a show up until this point. I'm talking about never missed a show. He don't play that. Okay,
because that's money. Like, what
You'll be surprised.
Right. But the thing about it, so when he does go online, yes, he's going to do his shows, but he lives in Atlanta. He's always lived in Atlanta, and he's always been to every court that he's supposed to be to. So, like I said, we're going to abide by whatever conditions they apply for him. But just let this man get back to making his money and being who he is.
And taking care of his family.
Care of his
That's
family.
why I'm glad he called while we were actually doing this interview, so we actually got to hear from him.
Right.
So, once again, like I said, I appreciate y'all for coming up and, you know, telling the truth from his people and from him. Because, like I said, there's a lot of speculation going around, and you know how blog sites can get when they don't have the correct information. They're just going to assume and make up stuff, you know, just to get hit. So I always like to get the real, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for answering the call, honey.
Right.
Anytime.
All right, Streets 94.5, we out. Damn.